Hey there, tubers. Today's video is going to be on the installation of the input speed sensor and the turbine speed sensor on my 2012 Allison 2500 RDS transmission. It's an automatic transmission and it's in this Peterbilt 337 truck I've got. And I did a video the other day on the output speed sensor installation. And unfortunately at the time nobody had any extra sensors, and so I took the only one in town, and unfortunately it wasn't an Allison sensor. It was a NAPA Echelon sensor, a VS707. Now that's a direct replacement for the Allison one, which is a 29536408. But I took it anyway and I installed it, and it partially cured the problem I was having. What happens is in the mornings I fire the truck up, and while it's warming up I'll get an output speed sensor alert on the dash, and then the speedometer will sit there and bounce between 0 and 15 miles an hour with the truck parked. So I was hoping it would just be the output speed sensor, and I threw that in, and it cured my output speed sensor alarm, but it didn't completely cure the speedometer bouncing around. Now it doesn't bounce around as much, but it still bounces around. So with talking with people and doing a little bit of research, they said that if one sensor is going out, the others are not far behind. And this transmission has 3 sensors on it. The input, the turbine, and the output sensors. They're all identical sensors, so they all interchange. So what I did is ordered 2 additional ones to slap in. And these aren't going to be quite as easy as the output one. What I'm going to have to do on this, I'm going to have to pull the floor up here that holds that shift tower, because that's the only way that I'm going to get under this truck where I need to get. They don't give you a lot of room. So I'll get a screw gun, and these are just Phillips head screws here. I'll take all those out, and I should be able just to move that whole tower off to the side and get a good view of the top of the transmission. So I'll get those pulled and see what we can see. So I'll be back in a bit. Alright, well that ended up being a bit more involved than I anticipated. I thought that this base would be attached with this plate here that seals the floor, and it's not. They're 2 separate things. This one you can just take off. Still has the cable connected to it for the transmission, so you can't get it out of the way. But then this piece has this tar paper stuff around it to seal it, and that was a pain to get it off of that, but I eventually did. And then that gets you right here on top of the transmission. So let's see if I can point out. Let me grab a light and I'll get a better position here, and I'll show you the sensors. Alright, got some light on the situation, and I'm on the other side of the cab here. So this one right here is your input speed sensor, and the one right here under this harness above the PTO is your turbine sensor. So now that I got this floor up, it'll be easy to get to them. 10 millimeter will take the bolts out, and then I'll just have to put my finger down on the top side of this on the front and lift the clip, and then slide the electrical connector out. So I'll get working on that, and be right back. Alright, I got that one out. Hopefully you can see the hole where it came out of. But it's interesting, it wasn't in there super tight. And then it's got all these metal filings stuck to it. Now that is right there at the torque converter, and so the ring gear for the starter's there. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe some of this is from the ring gear and the starter just engaging and wearing, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to have metal like that on a sensor. So this could be part of my problem right here. And then here's the new one. So they are the same sensor. I'll throw this new one in, and hopefully it'll fit a little tighter than this one did. Just looking at the O-ring, I don't see where dirt got around it, but that's a lot of garbage in there. So swap them out, and then I'll move on to the turbine. See you in a bit. All right, so I got the one in on the input, and I just pulled the turbine one, and here it is right here. But it looks a lot cleaner than that one. So again, they're interchangeable. So there's my new one. I'll get it slapped in and put this back together, and we'll see if this helps. There, they're both in now. I did forget to mention this turbine one. For some reason, that bolt, it's the same size bolt as the rest, it's just the head on it was bigger, and it took a 13mm to pull that off. Not sure why the difference, but just in case you're wanting to know. But with the light like it is, that shows you exactly where those two are located. They're pretty easy to get to and really easy to get in and out once you get this floor opened up. I don't know how else you'd do it. I don't know that you could get to the turbine one from underneath anyway. So I'll get this floor put back together, and we'll give it a test fire, and I'll cross my fingers that this solves my problem. Be back in a bit. Well, unfortunately that did not solve my problem. I guess at this point it's either going to be the transmission control unit, the chafed wire, or the transmission itself's going out. I don't think it's the latter, but it could be. This is the original transmission, and it's got 183,000 on it, so they haven't been easy miles. But as you can tell, it's still jumping there. Now when I put the output sensor in, it cured my output sensor alarm, so it helped there. And I was hoping that replacing these other two would keep my transmission from jumping. But I was wrong. But that was a cheap elimination. Those sensors are only $44, so try that first, and then we'll just work our way up. I'll go through the wiring and see if I can see anything. It's going to be a pain in the butt, but I'll give it a shot. And if not, I guess I'll have to maybe order a transmission control unit. If anybody's got any ideas or comments, throw them below. I will eagerly await. Somebody might have a solution for me. But with that, I'll call this video over. Talk to you later.